What's going on, guys? Today I wanted to talk about a little topic that came up while I was playing soccer with a few of my friends the other day. And what came up was the idea that, as it often does, people get foot pain who are playing soccer. Now, there were a couple different problems presented because a few people have talked to me about this there. So we had one person who kind of just had pain on the toes, and then we had another person who had more, he had pain on his arch. So, poorly drawn foot, I get it, but one of them on the arch, one of them kind of around the toes. I want to focus more on the arch pain today because if I'm being honest, the toe one has more to do with the soccer shoe being narrow itself. I'm not so worried about that. The one that I notice confuses people more is the arch one because they don't know why the arch is hurting. So what the guy said who has the arch pain is he's like, well, I'll just probably stick like a Dr. Scholl's kind of insole under there. Like something with gel, something where there's like a little arch support. And he knows what I do, so he kind of like asked me about it. And I was just like, it's kind of a crutch because that's just the truth. Like, you're never going to get any further than the point you're currently at if you basically just jump into, oh, I'll get my orthotic and I'll just throw it in my shoe. Because the point of the matter is, what are you going to do when you have to take your shoes off? What about when you're walking barefoot, when you shower, when you walk the dog, when you go to bed at night and the covers pull down on your toes and that hurts a lot of people? What are you going to do then? You can't wear an orthotic constantly. So the problem arises that people are not understanding what is causing the pain and how are we actually going to go about solving it. Because what I always emphasize to people is, just an insole, again, poorly drawn, sorry. This may have gel, that may feel nice, and again, it may push the arch up. This reminds me a lot of me when I used to wear Birkenstocks. I had to wear them. I had to wear a crutch because I was in so much pain. But after about a year and a half, I couldn't accept it that this was going to be my savior because it wasn't. I had to give it up. I had to give up the crutch for a cure, like I talked about in my last video. These things are not, I wouldn't even call them temporary solutions. I would literally call them time wastes. I mean, they prolong your suffering. Number one, they expand the time horizon that you are actually going to get out of pain. You're just literally wasting extra time. And two, you're creating a reliance on something like this. You're going to have to live with this thing forever if this is the path that you take. And I don't understand why people would choose that. So what I emphasize is that this thing can't save you. What can save you, though, and what can get you back to your old life is learning how to use your feet correctly again. Because the truth is, your toes, which are over here, they need to be pushing down on the ground, generating force, and they need to be creating that little scrunch that your feet create, because that is what creates a strong arch. That is what literally maintains the integrity of your arch. Your toes' ability to actually generate force and push it throughout the foot. All the arch really does is it stores energy and helps propel you forward. That's really all it's doing. So my friend at soccer who has the arch pain, again, he's talking about how he has flat feet. This is yet another thing that a lot of people in this camp will talk about. Well, I have flat feet, so I don't really have a choice. I have to live with this thing. I have to, because my foot is genetically unlucky, I guess, you know, like I was just born with like an arch deficiency. I mean, that's pretty much what you're telling me. Like I'm deficient in vitamin arch. Well, problem is that's not the case because like I just explained, your toes actually decide how strong this arch is. Can you use your toes? Because if you can't, then correct, you're not going to have an arch. But as long as you allow your toes to be able to work properly, you'll have an arch. Even if it's not, it doesn't need to be the highest arch. People overemphasize high, low arch. I have flat feet. People overemphasize the aesthetic look of an arch. As long as your arch is functioning properly, that's really all that matters. And what the precursor to your arch functioning, as I just said, is your toes functioning. And this is why I am about foot pain, but because of that, I have to be about footwear so much. So you guys hear me talk so much about footwear, wide toe boxes, more natural footwear, more minimalistic footwear. There's a reason for that, because we have people who are wearing soccer shoes, so the toes are basically at a point. I mean, they're as bullet shaped as they come in terms of footwear. And then, you know, you got the toes hurting, you got that bunion type of thing going on, you got arch pain. Sometimes the heel hurts too, the bottom of the heel. And people are not understanding why. Yes, the shoe is narrow. That's correct. However, it's the toes. You're not allowing the toes to function, and that is why you are not creating a strong arch. And even outside of the soccer shoes, people think they have flat feet. You have weak feet. We almost need to popularize just saying outright, oh, I just have weak feet. And really the reason is because you've just been in constrictive footwear. I mean, I promise it's not that complicated. You've just been confined in these foot coffins, they have that name for a reason, for so long. You probably grew up wearing them like we all did. I used to wear Nikes, I used to wear Converse. I thought they were so cool until, you know, I'm seeing the doctor every couple weeks because I can't get myself out of pain. And I'm like, what happened to me? So I explain this to people. Some take it, some don't. But for you guys out there who are actually seeking some help, hopefully you're listening. If you'd like a little bit more help, I've got resources linked in the description below this video. I'm going to have my free plantar fasciitis guide down there, as I usually do. And then second, I'm going to have the link that you can click on to book a call with me, because some people like this explained to them a little bit more, and I definitely have solutions for you, and we can totally work something out, maybe with a protocol. So click that link, book a call with me if you like, and we will get you out of pain shortly. So other than that, I'll see you in the next one.